There you go, that is our potato and bacon soup. A forgotten, easy soup to come together for a fantastic meal. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're doing potato and bacon soup. A forgotten soup, an easy soup, a tasty soup, a filling meal. It's such an easy recipe. And you know, you can freeze this stuff. Bring it out, got a meal. There you go. Right, we've got an onion. Now, it's a red onion. Forget what colour it is, your white onion, brown onion, red onion, it doesn't matter. I just saw these on offer, so I picked them up. Right, now basically what we're going to do is dice the onion. It's very straightforward, and you can dice it as big as small as you like. Now, we are not going to blend this soup as such with a blender, which you can do. We are just going to smash it up in the pan. There's your onion, straightforward, done. Garlic. Garlic optional. You don't have to put it in if you don't like garlic. It's up to you, but you know, this is just an extra boost of flavour. And you can mince it as fine as you like. And if you haven't got one of those fancy gizmo things, spread your garlic out and mince it with your knife. There you go. You've got minced up garlic right there. Potatoes, I've already peeled. They're standing here in some water. So we're just going to cube them up. Now we want some little cubes in our soup. Something on the lines of like that. There again, as big or small as you like. Some of these things we're just going to mash up. Others we are just going to leave fairly whole. And we will take some out and put them back in. You know, folks are forgetting how easy it is to put a meal together. You know, it's open a can, open a packet in a microwave. Bacon, streaky end. I've run over it with a pair of scissors. Still got some long bits there, look, but now we need to get it on. Right, what we're going to do is start off our bacon. So we got a little bit of butter going on there, look. Now you can use oil as well, or olive oil. Got the butter there, in with the bacon. Now what we're doing is rendering out the fat of the bacon, and we'll take it out. What we're going to do is stir some bacon back in and throw some over the top. So just cook the bacon any which way you want. You know, you didn't have to put the butter in now. You could have used the fat and then put the butter in. Doesn't matter. Crisp it or cook it, it's up to you. That's cooking away nicely, and obviously you can brown it up, no worries. We're just going to put a little bit of browning on this. You know, crispy bacon over the top is lovely, you know, but we actually want some bacon over the top and not little bits of crispiness, you know. It is bacon and potato. Make sure you got some bacon on there, you know, you want to eat something. Now we will be using veg stock. You know, you can use chicken stock, veg stock. Straight out of a cube, it doesn't matter, but watch the salt levels when we salt this up. Because you know, and I know, it carries a lot of salt in those cubes. Okay, that bacon is cooked enough for me. I actually want to see bacon on mine and inside. So it's got a little bit of colour on there, look. Get it out. There you go, that's good enough one side. Onions, garlic. Cook out the rawness of the onion and the garlic. And we're going to season this. Seasoning this with black pepper. As much salt and pepper and season as you want, up to you. Minute bit of salt. Just to help release that fluid from those onions. Pinch of dried thyme. Give it a little stir. That dry thyme will rehydrate in there beautifully. When you've got them softened, put in your drained potatoes. We're just going to start the potatoes off in there a little minute, and then we're going to add our stock. I mean, this is ridiculously easy cooking. Everybody can put this together. Don't forget, with anything like this, you can put in the seasoning of choice if you don't like dry thyme. Chuck in anything you do like. Tarragon, oregano, Italian herbs. Make it an Italian bacon potato soup. Doesn't matter. You know what you like to eat. Chuck it in. Okay, we've started those off in there. In there with our stock. In it goes. Bring to the boil, and then we're going to simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. That's it. Now you can cover this if you so wish, but we actually want to evaporate some of this out before we add the cream. So we're just going to cook it uncovered, but the choice is yours. Put a lid on if you so wish. Now we're going to let that simmer away there like that for about 15 minutes. We'll come along in about 15 minutes with a fork, and we'll try and put the fork in the potato. And what we'll do is we'll take a couple of potatoes out and we'll mash a couple in there to thicken it naturally. There you go. Just leave it to simmer. Okay, nice and straightforward. Let's have a look at these potatoes. Oh look, they're done. Okay, we haven't done any cooking as such. We've just left it alone. Look, they go straight through. Right, what you need to do is scoop some potatoes. You don't have to, but you know, we want to put a couple of potatoes and a little bit of bacon on our potato soup. Just make it look a bit fancy. Either take a potato masher or mash some potatoes with a fork. So you can mash some with a fork in there quite easily, look. Put it back in. And that's going to give us some nice mashed up potato, and the starch is in there. Will thicken a little bit. Or you take a potato masher and give it a mash. You don't have to get the blender out for this one, you know. We want potato in. So if it's little bits of potato, that's fine. However, if you do like creamy potato soup and you want it all mashed up, blend it. And you want to be going in there with some cream, as much or as little as you want, about a cupful actually. Just bring that in nice and gently, look. And now we've got a cream of potato soup. So you grab some of your bacon, half of it, like that. Chuck that in there. And we'll save some for garnish over. And we'll put some cheese on as well. So just let that go in there. There you go. Just let it thicken up a little bit. Now it's not going to thicken. If you want to thicken it, you could put in a cornstarch slurry and thicken it up. Not a problem. Okay, and now I've said that, I better show you what I mean. So you take a tablespoon of corn flour in there. So we got this tablespoon of corn flour in there. We want to put some fluid in there, and we can use this. It doesn't matter. Scoop some of that in there. Give it a mix up. See, you can see how thick it's going to go. This is already a thick paste, and then all you do is tip that in there, stir it in, and it thickens naturally, nice and steady. And now what happens, for all the people that don't know, the starches in the corn flour start to thicken up when heated. So we've changed the consistency of this already. It's now started to thicken a little bit. So if we keep heating that a little bit longer, it's going to go a bit thicker. So we are actually going to take this just a little bit longer. You can see how it's thickened up, look. And we've got all those smashed up potatoes that we got in there. So we're going to go that extra 5 minutes. It's not going to make any difference apart from it's going to thicken slightly. We're going to have a beautiful bacon and potato soup. That's looking beautiful to me. That is just what we want. Bits of potato in there, nice creamy soup, bacon in there. There you go, beautiful. Serve it up, come on. In there. It's just so easy. I mean, just look at all that potato goodness in there with that bacon. I mean, come on. And then what we need to be doing is a little bit of that bacon on there. We're going to stick some potatoes on there. Now what I'm going to do is a little bit of pepper on there now. I want a little bit of cheese on there, just to cheesy it up. And we want a little bit of chopped green onion. And that is our potato bacon soup. Look how easy that is, and that looks gourmet. There you go, that is our potato and bacon soup. A forgotten easy soup to come together for a fantastic meal. Oh, here we go, come on. Look at that thickness of that mashed up potato. Okay, we added the corn flour as a slurry. Oh, this thing's hot. Come on, straight in there. My mouth is watering. Absolutely delicious. Superb. Oh, that is really, really wonderful. It's thick. It's got that potato all the way through there. And it's not fine mashed, you know. You've got that texture in there. It's absolutely superb. Look how thick that is. Okay, we thickened it with that corn flour, as you know. But that is delicious. Got that with some cheese in there, our herbs, a bit of bacon. In we go. Come on, oh, just dib it in. Come on. Are you the dibber? Or do you eat a spoon and a bit of bread? Dib it in. Come on. I absolutely love soup. Love soup. It doesn't matter what flavour, you know, broccoli, cauliflower, anything. This is one of those forgotten soups because everybody goes to the cream of cauliflower, the cream of tomato, the cream of mushroom. Well, this potato and bacon is fantastic. Forgotten soup, easy meal, come on. If you like what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, tell your friends how easy it is to make this. And there you go, potato and bacon soup, the forgotten soup made.